the assignments, the software grades quiz, homework, problem sets, 5 other students grade written responses. Many instructors allow quizzes to be taken multiple times with highest grade counting, a different quiz each time. The academic integrity, clicker box agreeing to an honor code. The social interaction, online forums and study groups. They also provide the learning community. And some. So they are access, almost all of the access, more than half is from the outside US. So I'll give the nice videos of the one of the founders of the Coursera. It's published in TED.
Like many of you, I'm one of the lucky people. I was born to a family where education was pervasive. I'm a third-generation PhD, a daughter of 2 academics. In my childhood, I played around in my father's university lab. So it was taken for granted that I attend some of the best universities, which in turn opened the door to a world of opportunity. Unfortunately, most of the people in the world are not so lucky. In some parts of the world, for example, South Africa, education is just not readily accessible. In South Africa, the educational system was constructed in the days of apartheid for the white minority. And as a consequence, today there's just not enough spots for the many more people who want and deserve a high-quality education. That scarcity led to a crisis in January of this year at the University of Johannesburg. There were a handful of positions left open from the standard admissions process, and the night before they were supposed to open that for registration, thousands of people lined up outside the gate in a line a mile long, hoping to be first in line to get one of those positions. When the gates opened, there was a stampede, and 20 people were injured, and 1 woman died. She was a mother who gave her life trying to get her son a chance at a better life. But even in parts of the world, like the United States, where education is available, it might not be within reach. There's been much discussed in the last few years about the rising costs of healthcare. What might not be quite as obvious to people is that during that same period, the costs of higher education tuition have been increasing at almost twice the rate, for a total of 559% since 1985. This makes education unaffordable for many people. Finally, even for those who do manage to get a higher education, the doors of opportunity might not open. Only a little over half of recent college graduates in the United States who get a higher education actually are working in jobs that require that education. This, of course, is not true for the students who graduate from the top institutions, but for many others, they do not get the value for their time and their effort. Tom Friedman, in his recent New York Times article, captured in a way that no one else could the spirit behind our effort. He said that big breakthroughs are what happens when what is suddenly possible meets what is desperately necessary. I've talked about what's desperately necessary. Let's talk about what's suddenly possible. What's suddenly possible was demonstrated by 3 big Stanford classes, each of which had an enrollment of 100,000 people or more. So to understand this, let's look at one of those classes, the machine learning class offered by my colleague and co-founder Andrew Ng. Andrew teaches one of the bigger Stanford classes. It's a machine learning class, and it has 400 people enrolled every time it's offered. When Andrew taught the machine learning class to the general public, it had 100,000 people registered. So to put that number in perspective, for Andrew to reach that same size audience by teaching a Stanford class, he would have to do that for 250 years. Of course, he'd get really bored. So, having seen the impact of this, Andrew and I decided that we needed to really try and scale this up to bring the best quality education to as many people as we could. So we formed Coursera, whose goal is to take the best courses from the best instructors at the best universities and provide it to everyone around the world for free. We currently have 43 courses on the platform from 4 universities across a range of disciplines. And let me show you a little bit of an overview of what that looks like.
Welcome to calculus. 50 million people are uninsured.
Models help us design more effective institutions and policies.
We get unbelievable segregation.
So Bush imagined that in the future, you'd wear a camera right in the center of your head.
Mills wants the student of sociology to develop the quality of mind.
Hanging cable takes on the form of a hyperbolic cosine.
For each pixel in the image, set the red to 0.
Vaccine allowed us to eliminate poliovirus.
Does Lufthansa serve breakfast in San Jose? Well, that sounds funny.
So this is which coin you pick, and this is the 2 tosses.
So in large-scale machine learning, we'd like to come up with computational...
It turns out, maybe not surprisingly, that students like getting the best content from the best universities for free. Since we opened the website in February, we now have 640,000 students from 190 countries. We have 1.5 million enrollments. 6 million quizzes in the 15 classes that have launched so far have been submitted, and 14 million videos have been viewed.
If you want to see more, please search the Coursera tab. Maybe you can access the whole of the videos. Maybe it's 25 minutes for whole contents. And next, a similar project, Udacity is also same with the Coursera, founded by the professors of the Stanford. This or quite same. More than the millions of persons join. Also, they provide software-grade tests, program sets, program assignment. They provide, and they get their. They provide their final exam from Pearson Test Center for $89. That's not for free to get their final certificate. But it's for free for only learning. And in Udacity, the person who learn Udacity can get their certificate. And next project is the EDX. EDX is enhanced from the MITx. First, the MIT provide MITx only from MIT alone, but they get the strong partners. First, this first partner is Harvard University. Next, some others joined. UC Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, and some others are joined right now. It's the top page of the edX. Now, 6 universities, MIT, Harvard, UC Berkeley, and Texas universities, and some others. Anyway, so please check the site of the EDX. This EDX is a non-profit. They provide right now the 8 contents, and some others will provide in coming some months. Also, they provide the software grades, test, and homework. So that means it could be the first stream of the educational revolution. You know, the flipped learning, the get lectures at home and homework at university campus. the flipped class. Regarding the social interaction, the only one course given by the Harvard School of Public Health in quantitative methods has recognized get-togethers. Anyway, they now are challenging to give all of the fields contents could be there provided on the internet. It's challenging. I asked the president of the MITx, can you provide open online courses for all of the fields, including the humanities or social sciences? He answered, it's challenging, but he tried to create the solutions for the create a nice solution for the humanities and social sciences courses to provide automatical testing methods. Anyway, this is the one of the presentation provided in the EduCourse, I think. The stream from Stanford first, the stream from MIT, and then maybe there's some aims. First one is revenue models. Next, the other one is accreditation sharing, badges of accreditation, and cost compression rates, the students' authentication. As a final part of my presentation, I'll show about the Japanese statistics. JOCW carried out the opinion poll annually from since 2006. I'll show the current 3 years result of the poll. We provide questionnaires to the 1,200 persons. It contains the 200 for all of the generation, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 200 each. Some of the results. Question one is, how do you think about this activity, this OER activity? Most of over the 90%, I think, very good or good. So very naturally, they think it's a very nice activity. But have you ever been aware of those universities opening up of their lectures? But the only about 20% are be available. So most of the person. For the most of the person, this activity is unknown. There are very less percentage. So the awareness raising is very important. The next one is, what's the purpose would you like to access? This question, who have the access to our site? The answers top ranked is the cultural interest. Next one is out of curiosity. Third one is the development of career and qualification. It's still the not practical purpose. Next one, what type of lecture content would you like to access via internet? The top ranked is the lecture notes, text-based is the top ranked, and lecture plan and lecture movies are followed by. Last question I would like to share is do you want to watch lecture movies or extension lectures of universities close to your home if it will be provided on the internet? About 80% answered the positively, yes or yes if anything. Anyway, from this poll, from this poll, the possibility is huge. And finally, I'd like to show the Asian collaboration on OER. There are some regional consortia regarding OpenCoursera, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. So we started the international conference jointly hosted by some countries. First, we have the AROC. AROC stands for Asia Regional OpenCoursera and OpenCoursera and Open Education Conference. First one is hosted by Korea University, and second is hosted by the National Charter University, Taiwan, and the third one is hosted by my university in Tokyo, and the fourth is this month hosted by TCU, Thai Cyber University. Next week, January 21st to 22nd, we will have this conference hosted by TCU in Bangkok. And this year, other big conference in Asia. The OpenCoursera Consortium have their annual conference, and this year it will be held in Indonesia, Bali, in May 8th and 10th. So there are some nice activities Asia recently. So this I would like to conclude my talk. Now the potential for the open education resources and the open education, online education using the OER is potential is very huge. A big expectation for lifelong learning, lifelong society, so more willingness for self-learning. Learning environment have been well improved. Accumulation of learning contents, so getting bigger and bigger. The commoditization of learning device terminals, the pad or smart devices could be used for the access to the OER. And the learning community using social media like the Facebook or the LinkedIn. So those are the kind of the social networking could be used as the learning community involved, combined with the open online courses. And there are some nice current tendency to get the certification, to get the credit from the nice university or nice institutions, very famous all over the world. So we have the now very nice opportunity to have their self-learning, to improve yourself, to create your career in future, get more and more higher position. It's very nice timing right now. Thank you very much.